Let us recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa so as to pay our respect to the Blessed One. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Dear friends in Dhamma, especially our novice monks and upasikas, now you have come to a certain stage of ending the program in 2 days. The 45th Novitiate program at Buddhist Maha Vihara, 2023. I think you had good Dhamma discussions during this period by different speakers. Yesterday also I was supposed to talk to you. You know my condition. Due to that reason, I was unable to attend that and discuss the Dhamma with you. However, I got a little bit of energies to talk to you today. I think with the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, I trust so. That's why with unshaken confidence, I came to talk to you today. Hope our Samaneras and Upasikas do best. Even though I am away from this building, not the program. I was observing you all, and you had followed the daily structures, and different people support us a lot in order to complete this task. This is not a mere task. This is not a stereotype task. This is a task which develops the spirituality, a spiritual task which brings the happiness worldly and spiritually. You can have a happiness in this life. Monkhood, practice of the monkhood, not little bit, totally very hard. We have to face different hardships. We have to overcome with a strong mind. At least in the life, if you decide or if you take a decision in order to be a monk, at least temporarily, that will teach you the difficulty or the hardship of the monkhood. I think earlier than this, sometimes day you may have taken your dinner at proper time without forgetting it. But on these days, you are unable to concentrate on the time or whatever dinner, but you are fasting without dinner. Maybe you may feel how comfortable it is. How comfortable it is, how success it is, how positive it is. Maybe after taking dinner you may drink different things when you are layman. Then early in the morning when you are trying to get up, maybe your body pain or whatever difficulties come to you. But without dinner you went to the bed having thought of the Dhamma, and early in the morning you got up happily, comfortably, then you may feel the difference. That is the practice of this program. The practice of the monkhood is just not being a very religious person. It is to practice the life and understand the world, how to renunciate everything. Could you understand? When you become a monk or upasika, you try to withdraw yourself from different usual daily habits. Really, you try to withdraw yourself from the daily usual habits in order to control you by way of speaking, by way of body, by way of mind. That's why we have to think of the way of the practice of the life according to the teachings of the Buddha. When you realize that, you may be grateful to the Buddha and the Buddhist Maha Vihara and the generations of the monks from the Buddha's time up to now, as they have continued this in order to teach you. You may be grateful. So we have to be grateful. That's a noble quality. Gratefulness or gratitude is the topic that I am going to today to talk about it. I am going to talk about gratitude or gratefulness. I think the slides are visible for you on the screen. Can you read the mantra on the screen? Yeah, that should be the mantra in our life. I am going to teach you a good mantra, a mantra of gratitude, a noble quality appreciated by everyone. Even animals also, even though they cannot verbalize, from their behaviors they try to show their gratefulness towards different people when they receive something good for their own life. Could you understand? So inhale love, exhale gratitude. That would be the mantra for today. This mantra you may remind all over the life until your death. So at the top of the mantra, there are two words. One is in English, the other one is in Pali. Gratitude. The other one is Katanyuta. What is that? Katanyuta. You may speak, okay? If not, these wordings are not they do not become familiar with you. something unfamiliar will happen in the future. Katanyuta. Yeah, that is the word in Buddha's language for gratitude. I think you can remember that after this. Katanyuta is a word in Buddha's language which means gratitude, gratefulness, what else? In your language, in English? Gratitude, gratefulness, thanking or thankfulness. What is the meaning of the term gratitude? When we hear the word gratitude, you can say something. But exactly, even though that is a word of our mother tongue, we have to think of the meaning. Sometimes some people commonly use the terms in the languages when they are asked to explain the meaning or define the term, they cannot. When we learn the Buddha's language, every word has been used with a meaning. Therefore, we have to think of the meaning of the words as well. Meaning of the words as well. That is the most important thing in our practices, according to the teachings of the Buddha. What is gratitude? So you can tell different things. I would like to have your own thoughts as well, of course, because you may have different opinions, sometimes with experiences, sometimes with your own knowledge, wisdom, or whatever you have cultivated so far as a noble quality. Is it? Yeah. Gratitude is a quality. Can it be countable? Can it be countable? No. Can it be limited? No. If it is a quality, if it is something uncountable, definitely it is a quality and also unlimited. Then, when we think of gratitude as a quality, human quality, could you understand? Human quality. We have to practice this in our entire lifetime, sometimes throughout our sansaric journey until you attain the Nibbana. Until you attain the Nibbana. Without fulfilling the practice of the quality of being gratefulness, of course we are unable to attain Nibbana. Could you understand what I am telling? So quality of being thankful and readiness to show the appreciation for whatever people have done for us, and maybe to return our loving kindness towards something for someone. We will return our loving kindness. Could you understand? Someone can do something for you, maybe a little bit, a small thing. For an example, you are traveling here and there, you are unable to stand in the bus, then what happened? Someone may be very old. You think, no need to think of young people, very old. Then what happened? Having understood your nature, this unknown person, name is anonymous, village is anonymous, just we see the person in the bus only, the person would rise up from the seat and offer the seat for you and ask, brother or sister, please sit down. A small thing. But It can be defined as a rule of a country or transport ethics in order to provide a seat for a disabled or sick person or pregnant mother or whatever person. It can be an ethic. But instead of telling something on the basis of ethics or whatever practices or rules, if we think this person is a good person with a kind heart, that's why he just offered his or her own seeds to others or to me. So, in that case, what do you think? Do you think he should offer me the seat? I am older than him, or that man or woman? Person can be either man or woman. What do you think? Do you try to ask, there is a rule in the bus or transport system in everywhere, so you should offer to me this seat. This is for disabled people, sick people, these types. Are you going to remind those things? Then of course, what are you doing? Do you tell something like that too? Should you be grateful? Or should you be thanking? You should be thankful. You should be thankful and you must say thank you very much. Then immediately the person will get down from the bus and go away. Accidentally, after a long time, the person will meet you with lot of difficulties. Maybe you think the person has met an accident on the road. You observe and recognize the face of the person. What do? Just you skip the incident or go or pass by the incident or the person? Or what do? You try to return your kindness. You should return the kindness. That is called gratefulness. That is called gratitude. That is called being thanking. That is called katanyuta in the Buddha's language. Recently, 2 days ago, I watched a video. Earlier also 1 or 2 times I have watched that video. One boy runs past someone also behind him, try to catch the person. Then the person could catch this boy. The boy has stolen medicine from that person's shop. Then that person tries to beat this boy and try to do lots of what we call violence there. Then one of the street seller, the people who sell something on the street, observe this and come and ask the reason, why did you steal these things? Then he said, this is because of my mom. She is sick. I have no money. I am the only person for her. Then that person give the money to the shop owner and buy the medication and give this to this boy. After 3 decades later, this merchant, this seller was down with heart attack, heart failure. Then he was admitted to the hospital. After admitting to the hospital, what happened? They have to have lots of money for the operation. I think you might have watched the video. Then her daughter, his daughter, was thinking of way of paying this bill to the hospital. Fortunately, doctor has done the operation. The patient has undergone under the what we call the surgery. Then daughter was informed with the receipt of the bill. The bill has been paid by the doctor free of charge. He has done the operation free of charge. Who is this doctor? That is small guy, a small boy. Because of the loving kindness shared with him in saving his life, he returned his loving kindness to this person to save his life. A small thing, but that person had to pay a lot of money, but doctor absorbed the bill as a form of gratitude. Gratitude is a quality. Gratitude is a quality, but as humans we can turn this into action. Gratitude is a noble quality what today's people lack actually in their own practices. They try to measure the level of the helps taken from the people. Then what happened? The society is going into a destruction. All the human values, they are in danger. Therefore, gratitude is your quality to be thankful in returning your loving kindness and also your ability to show your appreciation towards someone or something. So we have to understand gratitude in that way. I have talked this topic earlier, more than 2 years ago in Buddhist Maha Vihara. I never updated these slides as I did earlier. I brought today because I had no time to prepare for you because of the health conditions, but I can update verbally. I will follow these guidelines in order to put the factors in order. So Katanyu, the term Katanyu, I think now it is familiar with you. Katanyu means being aware of gratitude, gratefulness. You know already what is gratitude, a noble quality. What kind of a noble quality? Even the Buddhas also had. Even the Buddhas also practice this. This is a quality of Sappurisa. Sappurisa means what? Quality of mankind, yes, but quality of noble people. If you want to be noble, indeed you have to practice gratefulness. Is it clear? Sappurisa means the noble. Buddha is the first person of the noble people. So even Buddha also practiced. In Pali literature, there are 3 definitions on gratitude. One place is Samyutta Nikayatta Katha. Samyutta Nikayatta Katha means the commentary written by Venerable Buddhaghosa in order to describe the doctrinal matters in Samyutta Nikaya. Katanyutanama appassava bahussava yena kenachi katassa upakarassa punappunang anussarana bhavena janata. Anussarana bhavena janata. What's the meaning? What I have said, you can understand from this definition. Katanyuta nama. If we call something gratitude or some qualities as gratitude, gratitude is appasava bahusava. Appasa means very small. Bahusa means what is? Very big. Yena kenachi katasu upakaras. If someone has done a help for you, whether the help is big or small, if you can repeatedly remember that help, and if you can repeatedly remember that help, and if you can return your loving kindness for the helper, that is called what is? Katanyuta, that is called gratefulness. Therefore, your ability to remind, your ability to remember repeatedly the help, either help is small or big, done by someone, that quality is called Katanyuta according to the commentary on Samyutta Nikaya. Commentary on Samyutta Nikaya. Then another definitions, Vimanavattu Attakata. The commentary on Vimanavattu in Kuddaka Nikaya. Katanyutati parehi attano katassu upakarassa janana. Katanyutati, gratitude is parehi attano katassa. Upakarasa janata. Gratitude is remembering the helps done by others for you. Done by others for you. Is it clear? How the Buddhist literature has defined the term gratitude and describes the meaning of the quality of being gratitude. Then again, Apadana Attakata. That is the commentary on Apadana. Katanyuti anyehi katagunam janatiti katanyu. Katanyuti anyehi katagunam janatiti katanyu. Katanyutiti, gratitude is anyehi, by others, katagunam janatiti katanyu. Gratitude is the quality of gratefulness. Your gratefulness or your ability to remember whatever people have done for you, whatever others have done for you. For an example that describes ekadivasampi battadanadi na katupakarassa rajyampi datum samattata katanyu. Level of the gratitude is described there. For an example, you think you are the king of the country. Could you understand? You are the king of the country. Suddenly someone, when you are traveling here and there without food or drink, one of the villager or your countryman, whatever the person has, give something for you to, at least one meal for you to control your hunger. To be free from the hunger, or for one meal, for one day, for one moment, then you should have the ability to give up your kinship and to give that person the kinship as the form of gratitude for the help given by the person. But unfortunately, taxes are collected from the people by governments. Leaders in the countries, they depend on all the time on the taxes given by paid by the people, but they are not grateful to the nation or any citizen. They try to re-establish their governments, they try to re-establish their power and try to utilize and collect the taxes from people again and again without doing anything for the people. So, if you understand, someone has done for me these types of helps, at least he gave a meal for me for one day, so I can give up my kingdom because of him in order to return my gratitude or loving kindness towards this person. If you are humble to do that based on your capacity, your level, if you have cultivated your mind into that level, that is called the quality of gratitude. That's how we measure the quality of gratitude in Buddhism. Gratitude in Buddhism. I think now these novice monks and this upasika, you all can understand what is gratitude according to the teachings of the Buddha. Is it? So any questions on the definitions? That's good. Then what is against gratitude? The opposite side we have to understand. Ingratitude, quality of not being thankful, not readiness to show the appreciation, and not ready to return loving kindness. That is called akatanyuta. What is that? Akatanyuta, akatavedi, akatavedita. Such kind of people who do not extend their loving kindness or who do not return their loving kindness for the people without remembering their helps, they are called asappurisa. Who is that? Asappurisa, not noble. Evil people. Evil people. When you are living in the society, you have to differentiate people whether they are sappuriso or asappuriso. Whether they are sappuriso or asappuriso, you have to differentiate. One of the good advice received by me, one of the reputed Dhamma speaker in both Sinhala and English in Sri Lanka, we had a session of judging the Dhamma talks at a university in English. Both that Venerable and I were in the panel. When we are having the lunch, he questioned me, what do you think of the Buddha? Then I said my own opinion. Then he said, in Sri Lanka, different types of sects or chapters or traditions appear in Sri Lanka in Buddha's order among the monks. Because of that, some monks, even though they are monks, they try to differentiate each other and ill-treat. Sometimes on the basis on the caste, sometimes on the basis on the culture, up and down differences, or ethnic issues basically. Then he asked, pointing out their head officers, what do you think about these people? What do you think about those people? Then I said my own views. I said, you know already my own views. I said, I don't consider whether Indians or Chinese or Sinhalese or whatever. I just look at the people as humans. I look at the humans as humans. Could you understand? At the beginning I said, having said the story of the Indian taxi driver, then I said, then he said, good venerable, wherever people can be, but there are two types of people. Who are they? Sappuriso or asappuriso. There can be noble people and also there can be evil people. So you should have the ability to differentiate evil people and noble people, and you should associate the noble people only. Noble people only. So that is up to you. That is up to you. Then asappurisa people, evil people, try to persuade you over different types of negative activities that bring unhappiness into your life. Into your life. So we have to be careful. If there is any suffering, if there is a pain, if there is unhappiness, if there is lack of human qualities, when we associate the people, if the people's behavior are not good for the human qualities, so we have to observe people like that. Not depending on their PhD degree or master degree or whatever professions or whatever status. We cannot rely on those positions or whatever designations or whether person is rich or poor. If you try to differentiate higher people and lower people on the basis on culture, tradition, ethnic problems, casteism, social status, money, wealth, power, you cannot differentiate noble people and evil people. You cannot recognize noble people and evil people. So money or wealth, if someone has 5 cars, 2-story house or 5-story or more than that buildings, businesses, money, security guard, if the person has more wives, children, those are not criteria. But you have to associate the person and understand whether the person cultivates loving kindness. Is he or she, man or woman, ready to share the loving kindness? Think of others. You have to think. Then you will reject many different people at present time who are called the higher people with money or lot of wealthy conditions or powers. You will reject. So who have been rejected by you because of their poverty, you will select as noble people. It will happen definitely. Therefore, richness and poverty, they are not criterion in order to recognize people as noble and evil people. Asappurisa means evil people. They cultivate always hatred, anger, jealousy, or whatever, ignorance, whatever negative emotions and negative attitudes towards the society. They don't know the helps given by the others. They don't want to remind and to be grateful. So we shouldn't be a person of such kind of a human group. Even though they are humans by physically, of course mentally they are cultivating something not human. Then there are some incidents, even in Buddhism, in order to recognize how the Buddha has practiced this quality of being gratitude. So, Animisalochana Puja, have you heard the story of Animisalochana Puja in Buddhism? You know, at the beginning of the Buddhahood, after the enlightenment, the Buddha, under the Bodhi tree, he attained the Buddhahood. So the Bodhi tree was a great help for him. Great help for him. Now you know what I am going to tell. The Bodhi tree gave the shelter for the Bodhisattva during the rainy time, when the sun rises heavily and sometimes in different directions. The Bodhi tree was a great helper, a great shelter for the Buddha when he was meditating under the Bodhi tree in order to become the Buddha. Then, after the enlightenment, as a form of gratitude towards the Bodhi tree, for 1 week Buddha was looking at the Bodhi tree without moving his eyes, without closing. That spiritual treatment, that form of the gratitude of the Buddha is called Animisalochana Puja. If you want to help the people, if you want to return the loving kindness, sometimes the receiver should not be a human, maybe not human, not living being. That's why later on, when people ask the Buddha to give something for respect on behalf of the Buddha, always the Buddha was not in the same place. He was absent. He was traveling here and there in order to preach the Dhamma. Because of that, when people visited his monastery Jetavanarame in order to see the Buddha, people came with the purpose of seeing the Buddha, meeting the Buddha, but the Buddha was absent there. Then people requested him, on behalf of you, when you are absent here, please leave something here to here for the people to respect. Then what was the Buddha's representative? The Buddha gave the Bodhi tree and recommended Bodhi tree. You plant a branch of Bodhi tree in the Jetavana monastery, and the Bodhi tree would represent me. You can respect the Bodhi tree. When you respect the Bodhi tree, that would be a respect for me. Then if you have visited India, Jetavana monastery, behind you can see the branch of Bodhi tree called Ananda Bodhi. That is the Bodhi tree. Then all over the world, we plant the Bodhi tree to represent the Buddha. Whenever we pay our respect to the Bodhi tree, it would be a respect for the Buddha. Why Bodhi tree is given like that? Why it is given such respects? Because Buddha was helped by the Bodhi tree in giving the shelter in order to attain Nibbana. As a form of cultivating the gratitude, we just respect the Bodhi tree. That is how the Buddha has taught us. Not only that, can you remember after the 7 days of the birth of Prince Siddhartha, his mother passed away, Queen Mahamaya. Queen Mahamaya passed away after the 7 days of the birth. Then Buddha was lack of the mother's love, of course. The mother's love was replaced by the love of Mahaprajapati. You know this story? Then, after the attainment of the Buddhahood, the Buddha searched, where is my mother? And he saw she has been born as a divine being in the divine world, in the heaven. Then he went to the heaven and preached the Dhamma for the divine being who was his mother in previous life and supported her to attain Nibbana. For 3 months in the human world, he preached the Dhamma to his mother, Mother God. So he had the ability to go from this world to other world. From this world to other world. His ability, his power, he utilized to treat his mother. Now, in this human world, we can travel from this world to from this country to that country, different countries. Even though if we have the ability to, we don't go to look after our mothers or fathers, at least to make them happy. Sometimes, today we are having lots of technological advances. Even we don't want to take a video call or at least audio call and ask whether mother is, father is both happy or well. So some humans do not practice that form of gratitude. But really, if you are a follower of the Buddha, you have to think of those things and cultivate your gratitude towards your beloved mother and beloved father as well. If you think of your children, if you try to adjust the future of your generation without thinking of your parents, that is useless. Your children also would choose the same thing. Then on a certain stage of your life, you would be rejected by the children because you have rejected your parents. Yes, you are part of adjusting the future of your children, then they will think of their children. When you become weak, when you become old, automatically you are rejected by the children because you haven't taught your children the quality of practice of the loving kindness and gratitude. We must teach the children to return whatever spiritual qualities that they have received first. Then it's okay. You know, Buddha never follow any female. Buddha is the highest. He is on the top of all over the world. Then no one is there to receive the respect from the Buddha. What happened to that matter in that case? You know, Maha Prajapati replaced Buddha's mother in giving her love. She replaced her love for the Buddha, what he has lost after the death of the mother. Then once Maha Prajapati came to request the Buddha to have the ordination for females. How many times did the Buddha reject? The Buddha rejected thrice. Then Maha Prajapati returned to home. Again, with a group of females who got dressed as nuns came. Then Venerable Ananda saw that. On behalf of the Maha Prajapati Gautami, Venerable Ananda went to the Buddha and requested for the 3 times. Then Buddha rejected all the times. On the 7th time, Venerable Ananda thought, I should do something on behalf of Maha Prajapati Gautami Devi and this crowd of ladies who got dressed as nuns. And he went to the Buddha and got permission to tell something. Can you remember, after your mother's death, she was the mother for you. And indeed, she grows you and she supported you in giving the breast milk and everything she gave to you. So she looked after you. All the things done by Maha Prajapati, he reminded to the Buddha then as a form of gratitude towards her. Please, can you grant the ordination for females? Then Buddha granted ordination for the females as a form of gratitude for the mother. Then after receiving the ordination, remember, female ordination is a conditional ordination. Conditional ordination. Laws. There are 8 matters, conditions. If they cannot accept those conditions, 8 conditions, they are not given the ordination. Female ordination is a conditional ordination. They have to follow certain rules and regulations more than the monks. And also they are not empowered by the Buddha. They are not given authorities, but as a respect, as a gratitude for his stepmother, he recommended the ordination, at least a conditional ordination for the females. Today, women enjoy ordination because of the gratitude of the Buddha. Then, Maha Prajapati visited the Buddha and got the permission to attain physically parinibbana. Then the Buddha went behind her until the gate of Jetavanarama. The Buddha never goes behind someone, but he went behind Mahaprajapati for the first time, especially behind a female, because of his gratitude, because of his thankfulness for this beloved lady for whatever she has done for him. That's how, as a master, as a teacher, as a philosopher, indeed as the greatest human, he has practiced the quality of thankfulness towards the people who supported him. Not only that, when King Suddhodana was near to die, the Buddha visited King Suddhodana and asked his disciples to sit around his bed and chant the Paritta. And Buddha was touching his head like this and telling lovely words, "How are you, my father?" and preached the Dhamma. At the end of the Dhamma, the pain of the King Suddhodana went away, disappeared, and he was comfortable. He attained Arahanthood and he became an Arahant, attained the Nibbana. You know, on the other hand, a very special thing happened in Buddhism. When Prince Rahula was ordained by the Buddha, Buddha doesn't want to get any permission from anyone to ordain Prince Rahula, because when in his lay life, Prince Rahula was his sovereign son. His own son. So no need to get the permission. But Prince Rahula was ordained. King Suddhodana became sad because he has no any generation to continue his kingdom from the royal family. Then he explained the Buddha not to ordain any man or woman without the permissions of the parents, because parents' love is something not measurable, not countable, not limited. Therefore, the Buddha promulgated the rules. If you ordain anyone for his disciples, you should have the permissions from the parents of the child. That was done. Rules were introduced. Regulations were given by the Buddha because of the request of his own father, as a form of gratitude towards the father. Even the Buddha also could change lots of things because of the noble quality in his life. You know, after leaving the home on the full moon day of Asala, Prince Siddhartha's spouse, Queen Yasodhara, Princess Yasodhara, she was alone, and many people suggested to remarry her. You must go for a second marriage. Even Princess Yasodhara's father, brother Devadatta, everyone persuaded her to go for a second marriage. But she never did it. She rejected. After coming to the palace as the Buddha, after attainment of the Buddhahood, Princess Yasodhara never came to meet the Buddha. Instead, Buddha went to her palace and let her release her suffering with crying. Then Buddha said, I should be grateful to her because not only in this life, she never left me throughout my sansaric journey. She tolerated, she practiced patience and supported me to come to this life and attain the Buddhahood. As a form of gratitude, he went to visit Yasodhara. And later on, he gave the ordination. That is the gratitude. Whatever helps she has done, Buddha can remember. What happened to today's society? Husband do lots of things for the wife. Wives also does lots of things for the husband. But both are going after illegal husbands and wives. Illegal, improper, inappropriate connections and relationships. The miracle is they try to justify all those things, saying these reasons. Lots of reasons they have to justify. At the end, what happened? When we get more familiar with Western culture and certain cultures, what happened is they have reasons. Even in front of their children also, they try to introduce their partner, apart from the husband, apart from the wife. Now this society is going into a directions which breaks the human values and noble qualities. Whatever desires they have, they try to complete them in justifying them, giving different reasons. But they don't think whether the reasons are applicable, whether they are appropriate, their actions are appropriate, whether they are grateful. No. They try to teach something bad to their next generations, then the next generation also try to absorb those things, and they also will continue in a capacity more than you. More than you. But Princess Yasodhara never did it. That's why she received such a great respect even from the Buddha. Even from the Buddha. That's how your great master, the Blessed One, the Buddha has done or practiced the quality of being thankful. That's why we introduce him as incomparable one. He is incomparable with others because of his practice of the noble qualities. Of course, if you want to be a follower of the Buddha, such a great master, you have to follow all those things. When we come to Venerable Sariputta, you know the Venerable Sariputta, the chief disciple of the Buddha. He was directed to the Buddha by Venerable Lassaji in telling two lines of one verses when they were finding the truth. Then Venerable Lassaji is considered as the teacher of Venerable Sariputta. He was the chief disciple of the Buddha. but he never adjusted his bed to stretch his legs towards the direction where Venerable Assaji lives. When he was sleeping, he never stretched his two legs to the direction where Venerable Assaji lives as a form of gratitude. Not only that, he was second to the Buddha only. He was second to the Buddha only. Venerable Sariputta is the second person in this world, in all the worlds. The first person is the Buddha. In all the worlds, the second person is Venerable Sariputta. Remember, he is just second to the Buddha only. The highest place next to the Buddha. How wonderful that is. How lucky he is. But he was very humble, from down to earth, to listen to even a small person, whatever they say. Today, many leaders try to be bosses. They have too many bossy natures and they don't want to listen to others. How they can tell, I am the boss, I am the chief, I am the leader. Everyone must undergo what I say. My decision is decision. Whatever good things said by lower people, they don't want to listen to them. But Venerable Sariputta had the ability to listen to even the small monks. If even small novices give advices, he observed. He could have the ability to accept that. Such a humble, noble person he is. When he was given the permission, he requested the permission from the Buddha to attain Nibbana. Then he got the permission. At the end, what happened? Even though Venerable Sariputta and his brothers were the followers of the Buddha, they are arahants. But his mother was misled by the other religious leaders and full of ignorance. Then he thought, I should guide my mother to come to the correct path and understand the reality in this world. With the permission of the Buddha, he went to home for the first time. Then what happened? He was discussing with the mother. When the mother was there, different types of deities came and kneeled down there and respected the Buddha. Then mother asks, who are they? Then Venerable Sariputta said, that is this God. Have you heard? Mom, have you heard his name? Yes, I have heard. Then she thinks, my son is greater than that God? In that way, different types of deities came. Then the king of Sakka also came and visited and paid his last respect to Venerable Sariputta. Then mother asks, my son, who is that? Then Venerable Sariputta said, that is the king Sakka of the heavens. Then she thinks, even the king Sakka of the heavens pays his respect to my son. That means my son is greater than him. At the end, someone came. Who is that? Mahabrahma. Mahabrahma is the religious leader of his mother and paid respect and for the last time and disappeared. Then mother asks, who is that? Then Venerable Sariputta replies, my mom, that is Mahabrahma, your religious leader. Then she thought, even my religious leader, my guru, my master also pays to respect to my son. That means my son is greater than him. Why I am following him? I follow my son. Then asks, who is your teacher? My teacher is Buddha. Then he taught Buddha's teaching to mother and converted mother into right directions and he passed away. That is the way he cultivated his gratitude towards mother. Then when we come to different incidents in Buddhism, we can realize the way different people have practiced their gratitude towards each other. You know the Nandi Visala Jataki story, the story of the bullock, big cow. Our Bodhisattva had been born as a big cow. In that life, even today also in India and in different countries, there are competitions for the cows, bullocks. Have you seen them? There are competitions using the cows. It happened many years ago, many years ago in the human history. One competition is together 500 carts tied together, ask one bullock to take it out. Take the heavy and go here and there. That is one competition. One day this competition was organized. Then the owner of the bullock cart and the bullock spoke harsh words to the bullock. He never moved here and there. Then the owner got defeated and he lost money. After that he was thinking, many people challenged him. Then when he was thinking, the bullock says, if you talk to me in pleasant words, I could do anything. You have to treat me as a son. Then he understood his fault and organized another competition. Then when the competition was ready, he talked to this bullock, this cow, my dear son, please go here and there and move here and there so that you can carry a heavy load of 500 carts. Then he did. Then he won the competition. Even to animals also, when we talk pleasantly, they would love us. Their love that we receive, that is the form of gratitude they cultivate. Is it? Maybe if you have pets at home, you may receive that. No need to explain in words. Gratitude is something noble that should appear in your own mind, and you have to put it into action. put it into action. What people think today as gratitude, if you have a birthday party, if someone brought a bottle of arak, you think that that person brought me a bottle of arak, he brought to me and gifted me, I also should return something for him, like that. If you organize a wedding party or whatever parties, you serve alcohol. Then people think without alcohol, no party, no happiness, no gratitude for the helps for the wedding. They think like that. We donated this type of amount of money, so they didn't serve alcohol, like that. When I have my brother's wedding, he wanted me to come and attend the ceremony. Normally Sri Lankan monks do not attend the wedding ceremonies in Sri Lanka. Then I got him promised, if you don't save the alcohol and if you invite the monks and offer the dana, I will come. It happened, but in front of me, my father's brother, he has said, is this alms giving ceremony or a wedding? Because of no alcohol, he wanted to drink and he has criticized. Whether he criticized or not, what my brother did is, my parents approved this form of gratitude for the monkhood that I practice. Could you understand? When I am a monk, I practice a lot of spiritual things, then that makes my life very pure, and also they are also humble to accept that. They got reputation. My parents are known as the parents of a Buddhist monk, and they are known as the brother of a Buddhist monk. They have a reputation. They are respected by the people. Even the monks also respect them because of a member of a monk's family. They receive something. They do not want to do something bad for their life. Then they receive something respect, and they receive something good from the society because of my monkhood. Then they paid their respect in that way as a form of gratitude. But some people cannot tolerate that. Some people cannot tolerate that. Even today also in my home, at my home, for any functions, alcohol is not served. Monks are given the priority. Triple gems, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha are given the priority. If we don't prioritize Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, I think our puja is not good. Even the sister-in-law that we have right now, my brother's wife, she is also good, a good vegetarian girl. When I say like that, she is the person who persuaded all to be non-alcoholic. She loves that concept. I think, but she couldn't control her brothers and sisters in saving. But she doesn't agree with them. So, if you need to be noble, there are certain ways to cultivate your gratitude towards him, towards people. Towards people. In the name of the humanity, sometimes we have to tolerate many things. One reason, because of one person, but many have to tolerate. Many have to tolerate and appreciate. If they cannot tolerate that, that is not humanity. Therefore, there are different ways that we must practice our loving kindness. Sometimes, in the form of loving kindness, we extend our gratitude, of course. For an example, we think you are supported by someone. Later on, the person become very cruel, try to hurt you, try to tackle you, try to take your own things without your permission. Then you tolerate without telling, without damaging to that person. People in the society can ask when that person needs help more and more from you, why are you not visiting that person? Why are you not supporting that person? You are supported by that person a lot. Can you understand? But later on, that person has given lots of burdens to you. But people don't think about that, even though he hurted you later a lot, but he has done some help for you. Because of the later incidents, you don't want to associate the person. Then people criticize you. What do? You don't want to do anything against the person because of your human quality. As gratitude, what he has done for you, but you tolerate whatever the person do as bad things for you. Then you don't want to extend your hatred towards the person. That is also a form of gratitude. You don't want to cultivate hatred because of him and towards him. You tolerate. That is also a form of gratitude according to me. If you cultivate hatred, forgetting your small helps received from him or her, if you try to do something bad to the person for the things done by the person later on, if you try to revenge, that is not good. That is not good. In that case, you leave everything and practice tolerance. So it also can be to avoid the troubles, that possibility of the trouble that come to that person, with the purpose of not having any burden for that person. In that way, we can practice loving kindness with gratitudes. There are so many things. In the history of the humans, people began to pray for the rain, sun, moon, because of the helps given by the sun in giving the light, for the rain, to have the harvest. People began to pray for them as the respect. That is gratitude. Without rain, without sun, without moon, we cannot live in this world. Therefore, gratitude is a noble quality that everyone must practice. You know the teachings of the Buddha, where gratitude is mentioned in a considerable way. So, Sigalovada Sutta, Mahamangala Sutta, in addition Anguttara Nikaya, there are lots of discourses. Singalovada Sutta, when we come to Singalovada Sutta, you see the person circle around 6 directions. Have you heard? 6 directions. Person is bound to religion. Person is bound to parents. Person is bound to teachers. Person is bound to servants. Then in household life, wife and children. then in the society, friends. There are 6 directions. Could you understand? In these 6 directions, in case of the children, you may earn something and enriches the family wealth because of the children. Then complete all the duties. Parents will complete all the duties, provides everything needs. Then what happens? Between children and parents, they are asked to complete different responsibilities and obligations by the Buddha. Why did he consider the relationship between parents and children in that way? To save the human quality of gratitude. Could you understand? Human quality of gratitude. So in case of the religious party, in case of the teachers who taught you, in case of the servants, friends, then wife and children, husband and children, every directions, all the directions, Buddha has highlighted for you to understand your duties and responsibilities because of the bond. What you do, you inhale the love and exhale the gratitude. You receive the love from everyone, every party, then you extend your gratitude. Those responsibilities and duties, they are not defined as just mere rules and regulations or responsibilities. They are defined as good human qualities in the name of gratitude. In the name of gratitude, in case of the relationship between students and teachers, when the teachers teach, students must have to pay their respectful attention while receiving the instructions. In the same manner, what happens right now in this program, then you have to skillfully assist in understanding, in performing, in practicing, then you have to enjoy. Then you have to employ this in your profession, in daily life. Then you have to respect the teacher. These things were taught by these teachers, like that you have to keep. Then what happens? When you pay respect, in return the teacher will teach a good profession, and teacher will direct you to do more good things, more applicable way to utilize whatever he or she has taught you. Then again and again, when you complete these 5 things, teachers will try to train you in a proper way in order to suit the timely requirements. Not only then, teachers will teach without hiding anything, all the things that they know. If they don't know, they will introduce you to another teacher who knows those things. Then they will direct you. They will recommend you to go to good places and introduce to good places. Not only that, they will create a human network around you in order to depend in introducing good people and necessary people, like that. When they teach in that way, you have to save the teacher according to these guidelines. Then your relationship becomes a form of gratitude. You may practice your relationship in serving in that manner as a form of gratitude. The gratitude is everywhere. That's why in Singalovada Sutta, in case of the human society, we highlight not only obligations, not only roles, not only duties that each one should perform towards everyone, but they are cultivating the human qualities like loving kindness, especially what is that? Gratitude. Gratitude. This is, you inhale the love from husband and wife. Both husband and wife treat each other in the other way. So both inhale the love from each other, then exhale gratitude towards each party. Towards each party. That's the way we have to practice, and we have to cultivate this noble theme or noble quality of gratitude. Employee. In Mahamangala Sutta, Buddha teaches Mata Pitu Patthanam Puttada Rasa Sangaho. To treat the parents, look after them, then looking after your elders in the family, looking after your children and wife and husband and children, and treating the religious leaders. Those are some auspicious signs in your life in order to bring the happiness in the form of gratitude. Gratitude is Khatanyuta, that is also in Mangala Sutta. So you need to practice that as a noble quality which brings happiness into your life. If you practice gratefulness, thankfulness, or gratitude, that is an auspicious sign which brings happiness and success into your life. That's why Buddha mentioned there are two types of people in this world. Deme bhikkave puggala dullabha lokasmin. They are very difficult to find out. It's very difficult to find out these two people. Khatamede yocha pubbakari yo khatanyo katavejri. If there is a person who cultivates gratitude towards someone or something, that person is very difficult to find out. It's very difficult to find out such type of humans in this world. If someone has an intention to remind whatever people previously you have done to you as help, if you can remember, Pubbakari, Yochako Pubbakari. Some people wait for others to do something first. That is the first person. Some people, I have observed, wait for others to do first. In practice of loving kindness, you should be the first person to practice that. You should not wait for others. You should be the pioneer in practice of the loving kindness. Such type of people are very rare in the world. It's difficult to find out such pioneers who practice loving kindness first towards others. Because always try to think, if they did these things, I will do. Is it like that? But the second person is who is the person who is grateful and thankful to others. Now there are two people. That means the first person is the person who does something loving kindness for the kindness first for the others, and the person who can be grateful and thankful for the kindness shared by the others. Could you understand? If it is not clear, I can clarify, no problem. There are two people. The first one is the person who is first to do a kindness. Who is first to do kindness. The second one is who is grateful and thankful for the kindness done by others. In that way, then you should absorb the both qualities of the both person. You should not wait others to be the first. Instead, you should be the first person or the pioneer to share the loving kindness. And you should be grateful whatever kindness shared by others. This is the two types of noble people in this society. Then, in case of our culture in Buddhism, we have lots of activities. Every day we perform in temples, at homes, as a form of gratitude, transference of the merits for the departed one. That is practiced as a form of gratitude. Then the worshipping to the parents, then the transference of the gods, transference of the merits to the gods we do because of the service provided by the deities for us in blessing, in serving all those beings and the worlds. Not only that, for sublime factors, cultivating for sublime factors towards everyone, loving kindness, compassionate, altruistic joys and equanimity. That is, of course, a form of gratitude towards the living world as a human. Then the loving kindness meditation. Therefore, when we consider all these factors, our upasikas and brothers, sisters, especially our novice monks, you all can understand gratitude is a noble quality which is based on loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joys and equanimity. Not only that, you should practice that towards living and non-living beings, from human to non-human, from living to non-living. Therefore, when you practice loving kindness, definitely you have to share the gratitude. Then you practice gratitude when you extend the capacity of practice of the gratitudes in your life. It may strengthen your life or the way of sansaric journey to shorten it and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Therefore, don't forget, gratitude, if it is a matter of that does not appear in our life, if we lack of gratitude, remember we cannot attain Nibbana. Therefore, if we want to attain Nibbana, we have to practice gratitude up to its maximum level. Then you can attain the Nibbana. Okay. Any questions? I didn't accept myself to continue this talk in this length, but I thought because of the health conditions, however I do my best. I never thought to do 1.5 hours. However, I could do that with the blessings of the Triple Gem. So I am so grateful to the Triple Gem. And any questions?
Bhante, can you please go back to slide 18?
Is this?
Yes.
Four sublime factors means the metta, karuna, mudita, upekka.
Oh, is the four Brahma Vihara, is it?
Four Brahma Viharas are known as four sublime factors. So, four divine factors, four divine abodes. There are different English terms. Why do we practice them? As a human, when you practice loving kindness towards the world, compassionate towards the world, altruistic towards the world, equanimity towards the world, you become a balanced person. And you are in this human world. You enjoy everything in this human world as a human like others. You cannot live alone. Therefore, if you equally share all those sublime factors and practice towards all the beings, all the things in the world, that may be perhaps in a way of cultivating gratitude towards the world.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yeah, good evening.
Just check with you. Normally when we do transferring merits, we transfer to the departed one, correct? If we are not sure whether the person is still alive or dead, how can we do transferring of merits?
If they are departed ones, what we have to do is we have to do a lot of meritorious deeds and transfer the merits into their name. So, whether they are in a possibility of receiving the merits, that is not up to us. So, when they receive the possibility of receiving the merits, they will receive. But first of all, if we are grateful, we do not want to check whether they can receive or not, but we do our responsibility and duties and transfer the merits as a form of gratitude. When it is necessary, they will receive. So when they are living, you can do any types of meritorious deeds spiritually and wish them the good health, best health, success, happiness. If they are sick, recover from the sickness. That's how. We have to practice it.
Okay. Reason I asked this was because I lost my mother since I'm 7 years old. When I was 7 years old, my mom left. But we can't find her, we can't trace her. So basically, each time when I do any transferring of merit, I was not sure whether should I do that or should I do a different metta,
Of course, after the death, you cannot physically treat them. Could you understand? Maybe you are born to this world after 7 years, according to you, she passed away. Many children forget their parents when they die. If they died when they were children, very small, then they think they never nursed you, they never looked after you. Some guardians like stepmother, stepfather, or grandparents, they looked after. So I am much grateful to grandparents, not to my parents. I don't want. Some children say they didn't nothing because they already passed away, and they forget. Not like that, because at least they died when you are 7 years old. Up to 7 years old, who looked after you?
grandparents.
Up to? No, 7 years. Once you were born, after the 7 years, your mother died. Lost. Oh, okay, no need to think. Maybe lost or disappear, or they may be living in different country or wherever, but they don't want to come to you. But whatever they haven't done for you, don't want to think. But up to 7 years, at least, she kept you in the womb without doing abortion and peacefully gave the birth to you without damaging your 5 faculties, and at least she left you at grandparents. Can you understand? Yes. Then wherever they live, don't need to find. You may extend. If they have died, you can think, if they have died, my merits may go to them. Then wherever they are, may they be well and happy. If they are not dead, you can think, wherever they are, may they receive these merits, they will be happy and successful. You can wish, don't worry. Then in addition, if you are having some thoughts like, I don't want to have such a mother, father in next life, you may wish, I might have done such a wrong thing in previous life, maybe as a result of that, I had to face this situation, so in the next life I don't want to experience the same, so I may have good parents. Like that you can wish. Instead,
Thank you, Bhante.
Why are you cultivating hatred or negative emotions? So stay in places of without thinking positively.
No, my question is nothing about negative. It's just asking.
No, negative.
How can
that is not nothing about negative. You want to clear out that. Yes. Yeah, I know. Without a clear idea, if we stay in a doubtful situation, that's why I define as the negative places. Okay, any questions? If you don't have the questions, I think we already realized the content of the talk. However, if you raise the questions, no matter, I can answer. Because Dhamma is to enjoy peacefully and happily, to enhance our spiritual skills. Then at the end we should have a spiritual pleasure and happy mood. So if you are not in a doubt, if the content is very clear, let me transfer the merits. Okay, agree? Do you agree? Then what is the Pali term for gratitude? Katanyuta. Katanyuta. Okay. I am so grateful to you for listening to the talk, and I am so grateful to you because of the observances on these days and your selection of the Buddhism and following the Buddhism. Try to develop your spiritual skills and end up the samsaric life. End up the samsaric life. Many people want to develop this life and prosperity, success, wealth, and whatever materials in this life through the Buddhism. But as a monk, as a priest, in the true sense of the words, I have to tell to you, our aim, our goal is to attain the Nibbana. When we practice something with the intention of attaining the Nibbana, so all the primary things like material developments, automatically, naturally we will receive. Therefore, your final target, your final destination, your final astonishing achievement would be the Nibbana. By the power of these merits, may your intention of the attainment of the Nibbana would be true. May you be blessed by the triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. May you enjoy good, best health, success and happiness in this life and as well as in next life. May you be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all the divine beings receive these merits. May all the divine beings bless you. May all the divine beings protect you. May the divine beings also able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. At the end, may all the departed ones and may all the living beings, all the beings in the world, may all the beings in the world, including the departed ones, be well and happy. May all the departed ones, including all the beings in the world, be able to attain supreme state of Nibbana. Say sadhu. Akasattha ca bummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasattha ca bummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu desanang. Akasattha ca bummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkhantu mang paranti. Blessing for you. Abhivadana selesa niccang buddhapachayino cattaro dhamma vaddante ayuvanno sukham balang ayurarogya sampatte sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbana sampatte minate samejjatu.